Good morning, beautiful people. Happy Tuesday morning. I am so slow today. I wanted no part of getting up. I think I fell asleep during my meditation, and I wanted to throw every alarm across the room, which is not a normal morning for me, but I must be needing some sleep. It's okay. I am going to read you the quote for today's reading. Luckily, I looked ahead because there's a word that I didn't know what it meant. So you might not know what it means either. So I will read you the definition as soon as I'm done with Plautus, Plautus. That's whose quote this is. Consider the little mouse, how sagacious an animal it is, which never entrusts its life to one hole only. And sagacious means having or knowing keen mental discernment or good judgment, shrewd. Consider the little mouse, how shrewd an animal it is, which never entrusts its life to one hole only. Okay. Active addiction left us unable to create an even flow of events. Even now, when we strike a balance, we feel old urges to engage in unhealthy, irresponsible living. Over time, these urges fade, but it's still a dangerous time for many. We unwittingly seek to recreate the old familiar life because it is comfortable and seems most natural to us. To guard against this, we need to maintain our desire for steady, serene recovery. If we can punctuate our days with a manageable routine, we will enjoy greater stability. We can begin the day with a quiet time for prayer or meditation, if you don't fall asleep. Include healthy meals, set aside time for exercise, work, school, or family, and stay in contact with others who share our recovery. The routines of good rest, exercise, regular meal times, prayer, and meetings are the skeleton of which the body of our recovery program can grow. Each of these activities is a reward in itself and serves to remind us of what our new lives have to offer. Today, help me enjoy the regular schedule of activities as gifts to myself. So true. I guess I cheat by getting my exercise in with some of my recovery people so that I can have both. I am a complete advocate for routine, and I guess that's why I'm frustrated that I was having such a hard time this morning, because usually by the time he gets here, I like to have done my writing, my meditating, and my talking to you. And then when we come home, I could just jump in the shower and start my work day. And I'm also apprehensive because my schedule is going to change. They're talking about me going back to the office, or all of us going back to the office. We don't have a time yet, but it's more of a conversation than it's been the last 60 days, 80 days, 90 days, however long I've been here. Probably 90 days now. Wow, 3 months. So I'm very anxious about that, and I'm creating a spiral in my head. I'm putting pressure on myself to get everything done before I go back. I'm stressing about it, which not every day, every moment, but it's in the back of my mind, and I know better. Worrying does not serve me. What difference does it make? I have no control over when they make me go back or not. And as I'm saying this, I just realized I dreamt about going back. Maybe that's part of it. Maybe I wanted to sleep until I got through the going back part. I don't know. I just like being home, and I like, even though it's not a perfect routine and it'll change as I finish some of my coursework. Excuse me, I told you I'm so tired today. My routine will change because once I, lose my Tuesday night course, for example, I won't have to stay up as late, and I have Monday and Wednesday course. That's only for another couple months. Like there's a lot of time that I'll get back once I'm done with some of my projects. So my routine will change again. I think I totally digressed. I'm sorry. I think what the reading is trying to say, though, is how important it is to have a routine, because it is so easy. Like, I think I mentioned how I'm going to Connecticut this upcoming weekend, and I'll be around at least one smoker in particular, and it's part of our routine. When I'm in Connecticut, we go to the basement, we smoke together. It's like smoking represents a different kind of quality time with Polly, and I don't want to smoke, but I don't want to not have quality time with Polly. So changing that routine or not changing that routine, I could go right back to unhealthy smoking, and I don't want to smoke. So that's just one example of how easy it is. Or maybe when all the bars and restaurants open, am I going to be able to stay sober, or am I going to want to have a drink because I'm out and about? And that's what that routine looked like. So I think that's what it's trying to capture here, is because it is the old familiar life. It's definitely, I notice when I go out with T or hang out with T that I've done a lot of drinking, and there's nights that I drink and she didn't. So it wasn't like she's what makes me drink or anything like that. It's just kind of been, we go out to dinner, we drink and whatever. But even that, is our routine is going to be different. And I don't see her as much now. I don't know if it's because of quarantine or if this, maybe she doesn't like hanging out with me now that I'm not drinking. I don't think that's the case. We're just both have different kinds of lives, and I'm not about to go ice fishing or hunting with her. Totally not my gig. So it could be easy to fall into those routines. I've talked to 2 women in the last week, conversationally, not even like people in recovery, but have said that they were glad that the casinos were closed. Like, COVID has gotten one of them to stop gambling. And she's like, well, I don't think I want to go back. Like, I see my bank account. She goes, I don't know that I can't tell you that I won't gamble again, because once they're open, it becomes a habit and easier and accessible. And the other one, who I've known for years, has done the dance with gambling. She said to me too, she's like, yeah, now that it's been closed, I'm saving money, and I could see what a difference, and I could see how much I was going. And again, when the casino opens again, will she find herself in whatever that routine was? Is it driving by on the way home, or is it, I have a bad day, so I'm going to go, those kinds of things. So it could be tricky. I think I've read or heard, and maybe we all have, how many days or times of doing something does it take to start a habit or to form a habit? So have we been in our new routines long enough to not go back to our old routines? With the COVID, do we have the habits of not going? I know that's part of why I try to get up the same time every day and try to go through my same routine, get up. And the last 3 weeks since taking participating in one of the activities I did, it involves journaling every morning, affirmations essentially. And then from Paul's class, we got homework, and that requires journaling answers to these questions. So it's another part of my routine that takes about 10 or 15 minutes. So integrating that in. Now, today's the 21st day that I've done that. Will that stay when I have to go back to the office and leave the house by a certain time? Here, if I don't take a shower right away, it's fine. I could jump on the computer. But having time to do the affirmations, I probably won't be talking to you guys when I go back, because my commitment was for while I'm home. And I don't know that I would have the time in the morning and at night, to keep up this pace, because it's a lot. I'm glad to be here, and I've enjoyed this, and it was the right thing to do all along. It's given me like a huge coping mechanism to get through the last few months. and to just keep me really dialed into my recovery when we're not around. For me, I know when I'm not around my recovery people in person, it's challenging. Like, I miss them. The only time I've seen them was the ice cream social we did one Wednesday night, and that was a couple of them. And then I saw some of them at the funeral, and that was just very, literally 6 feet apart, kind of waved, and, we said hi to each other, but it wasn't the same as having our recovery time together. So think about that. That's your homework. What I want you kind of being mindful of today is, what does your routine look like? And if you're listening to this beyond COVID, or maybe it's not as applicable in the sense I'm talking about it today, routine is still important. What is your old routine of using or going to the casino look like versus your new routine? Are you working on your new routine? Are you integrating healthy living and exercise and recovery time and quiet time? There's a reason that a lot of these themes keep showing up, is because they're so important. So that's what I would like you to think about today. And with that, I'm going to go finish getting ready because we are going for a bike ride, the first one in like a week. So that was another thing, trying to squeeze in the morning. There's a lot to do before 8 a.m. But I'm looking forward to us going for a ride. And even though it's only 50, like, really, I need to live somewhere where it's 90 all the time. Hawaii, here I come. Does that work? All right, guys. Have a good day. I'll talk to you tonight. Thanks.